My name is Neville Swales. My company is Building the Legend. This is our 10th year. I started off by recreating Jaguar's stillborn racer, the Jaguar XJ13. I acquired a unique prototype quad-cam engine. It's in 65-66, Jaguar wanted to return to their glory days of Le Mans in the 50s. Things had moved on by then, so they developed their very own V12 quad-cam engine, put it in the XJ13, which sadly never turned a wheel in anger. It never actually raced. And so this engine, Jaguar, they intended to use that same architecture of engine in their saloon cars and in the Jaguar E-types, but for reasons of cost, reasons of economy, and things were happening with the business, that didn't happen. They went for a single overhead cam, very different engine. So what I'm doing basically is the engine I build my own Terra quad cam engine now in either 6.8 litre, which is the blue car over here, or a 6.1 litre, and retrofitting them to any Jaguar, in fact nearly any car. These things will go in boats as well, they'll go in anything you want to put them in.
So hold on a second, so you are manufacturing engines based
on
the plans for that original engine that was never used?
It's very much inspired by that. I had the only surviving complete prototype quad-cam engine from the XJ13. That is now in one of my XJ13s. And then I thought, why not see if this thing will go in a Jaguar? And what I wanted to do at the same time, because we have body shops, we have the whole thing, is I wanted to, as the Jaguar E-Type evolved over the years, it lost a lot of its elegance and purity, the simplicity, as Malcolm Sayer had intended. And what I wanted to do was recapture that elegance. So in this car, for example, the green car, it started off life as a Series 3 2+2 coupe, but it's completely new body shell, all handmade, all hand-wheeled. This one is actually in steel. And of course what we do now, we put in electric windows, we do speed sensitive power steering, electric handbrakes, central locking, proximity sensors. I actually drove this car around all day yesterday while we were filming all around central London, which was a hell of an experience through rush hour. And of course the film crew said, can you do that again please? Can you do that again and again and again? And I adored it, it was lovely. And because what I feel is that you can have so many hypercars, so much carbon fibre, so much ridiculous 0 to 60 times, electric motor, etc. But these things, the Terra quad cam, especially in the XJ13, this thing sits 6 inches to the back of your neck. And you not only hear it, but you feel these things, and they're immensely powerful. And the beauty is, it's designed to run on the new generation of genuinely carbon neutral fuel, which is recovered atmospheric CO2.
Carbon extracted fuel.
Absolutely. Yeah. We make petrol, and hopefully there's some left over for these cars.
Tell me a little bit more about the engine characteristics. What makes it different, especially when you're driving it, in terms of the feel and the sound and just how it performs?
It's the feel and the sound is something very, very different. It's an immensely torquey engine, and it revs about 8,500. It's redlined at, so it sounds like a Spitfire. So it's got it's a very sculptural engine. It's how William Lyons originally would have wanted his engines to look like. And because
when you say it revs to 8,000, where does the torque come in at?
It's quite a flat torque curve. It rises fairly steeply at first, then it's almost flat.
Right.
I mean, it's the torque characteristic which is probably one of the most important parts of the engine and the driving experience, because it just pulls in almost any gear. So we limit the top speed on these cars, because essentially you can have. People ask me, how fast will it go? It's how fast would you like to go, you know? So it's geared to do a lot of miles per hour, but we limit the speed on them.
And how many of these have you built? I mean, obviously, I first saw you about 2 years ago with the XJ13, but now that you're doing these, what sort of rough build numbers are you doing?
These are the first 2 complete cars. We've got some more in build at the moment. We're doing a speedster version, a roadster version, all Terra powered, of course, and another car similar to the low drag, but closer in looks to the Cut 7 low drag, which is slightly more elegant. It's not as in your face as the Linton Upper low drag, which this is a tribute to.
Have you sold them around the world, or is it just UK based?
Absolutely, yeah. I've got a lot of my customers are as crazy as I am, and I'm being very blessed because they've become very good friends. We've got a full race XJ13, which is out in New Jersey, and he
wow.
races that car.
Wow.
We've got another one in California. We've got them in a few other countries as well.
Any in the Middle East?
Not yet. Not yet.
Tell me a bit more about, because it's such a unique engine, so seeing as you're sending them around the world, what about maintenance and servicing and stuff like that?
It's the beauty of the engine is I decided not to try to reinvent any wheels in the car. Anyone who knows Jaguar engines, it's basically 60s technology, which is why it works, and it just works, it runs.
Right.
It's big valves, big pointy camshafts, albeit with full electronic control now, our own ECU, which controls the distributorless, so they just work. You don't have distributors, controls all the fuel as well, and the cooling, etc. So they start on the button and they just work.
They sound absolutely amazing. What sort of price would one be looking at for something like, say, the green car behind you?
This one you can have. I'll do you 2 easy payments, one this week and one next week.
Well, I just got to check with my bank manager.
Yeah, this is actually a customer's car, but the gentleman is the most delightful gentleman. He's in his late 70s now, and his health isn't fantastic. He wanted the ultimate car to sort of finish his time with, but now he feels he's not going to enjoy it, so this one is actually for sale. This one is about $650, which is perhaps less than a lot of people might expect.
Yeah.
But for a similar price, or a little bit less than that, and if you're prepared to wait for 8 to 12 months, we can build one to any body style, precisely to your spec. It's the whole exhibition here, the whole event is about bespoke and tailored, and we're actually tailored with Geeves and Halts here, and the cars are all bespoke and tailored. So for me, it just fits beautifully, and that's what I want each car to look a little bit different. So I'd welcome someone to come to me and say, can you build me one that looks like this car? But I want full leather interior, and I want all the gizmos, electronic, blah, blah. If somebody wants a full race car, then we can do that. I'd like each one to be a little bit different, but to reflect the requirements of the customer.
I'll tell you what, if I won the lottery, what I'd do is I'd ask you to make me a John Steed New Avengers replica. You know the one I'm talking about?
Absolutely, yeah. The XJ, was it an XJ12?
It was an XJC12, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're gorgeous cars. I mean, this engine just.
It was a broad speed. That was a broad speed one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But we've put a proper engine in it now, and that would be a lovely project.
That would be amazing. So tell everybody where they can find you if they want to get in touch.
We, as you would expect, we're in Coventry. The website is best way to contact is buildingthelegend.co.uk. You'll find me on Facebook, Neville Swales. It's my name, Neville the Devil, so you can't forget that. And whatever your people are interested in, I love that enthusiasm about cars. If anyone wants to come and just talk cars, you're always welcome. There's usually beer in the fridge. Come and kick a few tires, come and have a look at the cars. You're all very, very welcome anytime.
That's awesome. Lovely to meet you, and thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Absolute pleasure.
A big shout out and thanks to Jay Williams over at AirTechnic, who are top tier sponsors of Brown Car Guy. Check them out at AirTechnic Co. UK for exhausts, brakes, suspension and body kits. Plus our other major sponsor, Nayagen Solutions. Much appreciation also to tier 4 sponsors, Muhammad Ali Humaid, Tom Conway Gordon and Reza Adil. And of course all these other guys who supporting on Patreon. Brown Car Guy is eternally grateful. Hey, think about joining them over at patreon.com Brown Car Guy. If you can't, don't worry. Just make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel and website. Plus follow on social media by searching for Brown Car Guy.